What's up, you guys? Zavala here, and what are the probabilities of a divorce? You know, that's a crazy question. I mean, did I really just say the D word? Yes, I did, cause it's for reals, guys. The probabilities are scary, especially in this country. I mean, regardless of whether you're a Christian or not, the probabilities are really scary because you can't even tell, right? And for those of us who walk with the Lord, that's kind of crazy, right? So, guys, this D word, the dreaded D word, divorce, not diabetes, although diabetes is not a good thing, right? We want to prevent that as well, and we can talk about that another day. I mean, there's diabetes in my family, and there are things that I need to look out for so that way I don't get it. But before I get all sidetracked, divorce, guys, it's what I want to touch on today because I was listening to one of my mentors talk about it, and some bullet points really stuck out to me, and I wanted to pass those on over to you. To maybe you're single, maybe you're not looking at marriage just yet, or maybe you're already in the middle of it, right? And hopefully you're not at the end of it, right? Hopefully your marriage isn't already holding on by a string. I really hope not. I'm praying for you. But guys, divorce, what are the probabilities of it? Now, if you're watching this on replay, drop me a fire. I mean, because we want to fireproof this marriage, right? We want to fireproof maybe other marriages by passing on this information. So drop me a little fire emoji down in the comments if you're watching this on replay. But guys, the 4 things that I learned about preventing divorce, right? Or decreasing the chances of divorce. Guys, these are 4 things that I want to make sure that I pass on to you guys. And so I actually took down some notes to make sure that I'm on track, because then I get all sidetracked. So guys, here we go, okay? First of all, you should know that in America, there is about, and you can Google this, there's about a 52% of marriages ending up in divorce. Dude, 52? I know, it's crazy. And I just, it makes me sad. I mean, it breaks my heart to think about how many families are just going through it. And it's just, I get that the reasons are varied. I totally get that. Regardless, it's happening, right? Divorce, 52%, man. And so the thing that I took away from that, my mentor, was that he was saying, and he's very credible. I could give you his name in the messages if you guys message me, but it doesn't matter. But he was saying that he's willing to bet that the 4 things that I'm going to share with you guys bring the divorce rate, the divorce probability from 52% down to 5%. So if you follow these 4 things, you have a 5% chance of divorce versus a 52% chance of divorce, right? Because 52% of marriages are ending up in divorce. Well, then how do you make your marriage or future marriage or other marriages that with sharing this information, how do you make it come back down to maybe like a 5% chance? If you follow these 4 things, if you get on these 4 things in your marriage, if you agree on these 4 things, you and your spouse agreeing on these 4 things, guys, will bring your divorce probability down to about 5%. So here we go, guys. Here it is. First one, guys, money. We have to get on the same page about money. I can't tell you how many times we have argued. Not crazy, right? Like, we were not throwing, plates at each other or anything like that. But it was just these arguments. I mean, this bickering back and forth, and she was playing defense, I was playing offense, or vice versa, right? Because sometimes I was the spender, she was the saver, or vice versa. And it was just, this thing where we were not agreeing. And so, guys, if you get on the same page on money with your marriage, on the same page of money, in terms of where are you spending your money? Because where you spend your money, that's what you value. I mean, come on, where you put your money, that's where you're telling me that's where you value. And so that's where the first thing is. The second thing that you have to get an agreement on in your marriage is kids. Like, how many kids do you want, right? And what is that parenting gonna be like? If you're not in agreement on the parenting and on the number of kids that you want, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to have a lot of tension, right? And maybe it's in the tension, it's sometimes we don't even speak on it. Sometimes it's just there and it's brewing, right? It's so gross to even think about. And so if you get into agreement with your money, right, where you're spending it, how you're investing it, how you're saving it, for what are you saving it, if you get an agreement with the kids, how many you want, and what kind of parenting styles are you going to employ, right? Do you spank your kids? Do you not? Do you set them, a bedtime, or what time is bedtime, right? Or when Sebastian is jumping off the walls, like, what do you do in those moments? The parenting, guys, it's so important. Get on the same page of that. So that way you're not yelling at each other in front of the kids for what you're doing, to the kid, to discipline the kid. Like, if the kids are watching, mom and dad fight with each other about the parenting, and then there's all this confusion. Maybe they're not even doing it in front of the kids, but there's this confusion because mommy lets me get away with this and daddy lets me get away with this, and it's just like this difference. Like, that's going to add so much stress. And so get an agreement with money, get an agreement with kids, the parenting, and how many kids you want. The third thing is the in-laws. Yes, I'm not just talking about, how far away should you live from the mother-in-law. I love my mother-in-law. By the way, Annie, I love you. Just saying. But it's kind of nice, when you are in agreement, guys, when you're in agreement about the in-laws, there is always a crazy person in every family. There's always a crazy person, right? There's a crazy person maybe in my family, and we have to be in agreement, me and my wife, right? Because this is the bond between my wife and I. And so just for example, if there's a crazy person in my family, we have to be in agreement with how we deal with that crazy person together, right? Because that's what we need to do. I can't be taking their side and leave my wife out to dry. We need to be in agreement. And so I'm not saying to agree when something is terribly, just definitely wrong. I'm just saying be in agreement with how you deal with the crazy people in each other's family. So let's step it back again. First thing is money. Be in agreement with money. All the good things that come with it, and the bad things that come with money. And by bad, I mean like, I guess you could say, the work that it takes. Not really bad. So anyway, money, kids, right? Be in agreement with the parenting and how many kids you want. The third thing we said was the in-laws, how to deal with the crazies in each other's families, right? Here's another thing I'll throw in there, and this isn't even part of my notes, but I like to say it. When it comes to crazy people, right? Sometimes you do have to burn a bridge to keep the crazy people on the other side, because I'm better off keeping my wife next to me. You know what I mean? Keep each other next to each other. And burn a bridge if you have to keep the crazy on the other side. I mean, don't burn the bridge if you don't have to, but I'm just saying sometimes there's a boundary issue, and you really have to set that boundary to the point where you keep them on the other side. So, there's a really good book called Boundaries. Look it up. Google search Boundaries. If you feel like people are just trying to rule over your life, I hear it's a good book. I haven't read it yet. Thankfully, we don't have crazy problems like that. Thankfully. So, for any of my family members, guys, we love you. We haven't had any crazy moments like that. But I know there's people out there. So anyways, guys, the fourth thing that you have to be in agreement with each other in order to decrease the chances of divorce is religion, your faith. Where are you at together? And I'm not talking about like a Baptist and a Catholic, right? I mean, that's going to be important, especially if you're a Catholic. I'm a Catholic, and I will hold you to the catechism of the Catholic Church, right? If you're a Catholic, you're doing that. But seriously, though, if you're a Buddhist and you're a Christian, you're gonna have some trouble, right? If you're an atheist and you're a Christian, you're gonna have some trouble. Things like that. So talk about it. Put it on the table. Because whether you're already in the marriage or not, if you're already married and you already have a difference in beliefs, I mean, what do you have to lose than the possibility to actually improve your marriage because you're willing to actually talk about it, talk about your beliefs and how you deal with maybe with life. Like when there's, like let's say, for example, this is a terrible example. Hey guys, we're back online. So, sorry, this thing was like cutting off. But anyways, guys, for example, what if you're married and one of your kids dies? How do you deal with that? If you're a person of faith, you're going to deal with it one way. If you're not, you might deal with it in a different way. I'm not saying, people that are faithless are immoral or unpassionate or, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when you have different beliefs, people deal with things according to their belief system. Which brings me to just a little bit more on that belief. Beliefs drive your attitude in life. And your attitude drives your actions in life. And your actions that you do and that your spouse does will determine the harmony in your marriage. Again, belief drives attitude. Attitude drives behavior, actions. And actions, harmony, right? So we want to have harmony in our marriage. So I'll go through those 4 things one last time, guys. If you want to decrease, right now, the current divorce rate is about 52% in America. That's crazy. 52% of marriages are they're burning up, man. They're not fireproof. But if you do these 4 things, it decreases those chances down to about 5%. And that is, again, it is being in agreement on your money, on your kids, the parenting, and how many you want, on the in-laws and how to deal with the crazy people on each other's families, being in agreement with that, and then on your faith, your belief, right? What is your belief system? Being in agreement on those 4 things will help you bring down those divorce chances, possibilities, probabilities down to about 5%. And so, guys, I hope this gives you value. 3 things that I want to mention just to kind of add a little cherry on the top to kind of spice up the marriage, if you will, to really increase the chances of a happy marriage. 3 things to be in agreement on, or actually not in agreement, but the statistics are showing that a happy marriage has these things. Is first one is NFP. They're doing natural family planning, so birth control, it's there. So natural family planning, Google that, NFP, natural family planning. It's going to be crazy. And then type in divorce rates, natural family planning. It's amazing, guys. That's what we do. That's how we have planned our family. But yeah, Google search natural family planning. That's to just spice up your marriage. Next thing is households that have an income over $50,000. Households that have an income over $50,000 a year. That's going to have an impact on your marriage. So, the last thing that I want to mention is just making sure that you continually grow yourself, whether that's career-wise, right, going to school and furthering your career, or even personal development, just reading books that help you become more aware of your weaknesses, of your strengths, and help you leverage those things and how you function and how to deal with each other. So personal development. So those 3 things, guys. NFP, what did I say? NFP, furthering your education, and also the income, keeping it above $50,000 a year. That's going to kind of add that little cherry on the top with increasing the harmony in your home. So, guys, I hope you took some value out of this. If you know someone who's married or getting ready to get married, maybe send them this video. I don't know. Maybe it'll help them. Maybe it'll help them avoid, hopefully, a wreck, right? Because unfortunately, there's a lot of people that are mingling that maybe shouldn't be mingling with each other, right? I'm just saying. So, guys, I want to leave you guys with this. I have a list of 14 things that I didn't want to fit into this video, but I have a list of 14 things that all couples should understand about money. If you guys want that list, again, it's 14 things that all couples should understand about money. If you guys want that list, feel free to message me or comment below, and I'll message it to you guys. And anyways, I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.